I realized I should have like a behind the scenes camera here for like the 5 minute countdown of what I'm doing. Usually I walk out, talk to the family a little bit, and sit here and kind of rifle through the last couple of things. But a lot of times I'm just sitting here clearing my throat and I'm quite boring. So that's the thing people like to see, I think. Looking outside right now, we have 41 degrees, winds 24, gusting to 33 at last check. It is brisk out there, and we do have another wind advisory. Hey, we're continuing on with our series here where we feature a sponsor weekly, and this week's is Jeff Drawn at UDB Financial. If you have money or know someone who does, he can help you hold on to it, and you can contact him at 442-4944. Also, like if you're trying to save for your kid's college, which I should have done, that was a great idea. They can be really expensive. He can help you there as well. So I wanted to throw that shout out to Jeff and thank him and all my sponsors for what they do. And, you know, when I talk about sponsors, got to talk about Igloo Roofing as well. If you need a roof, go get one. If you don't, I mean, I don't know, maybe go get one. I don't know. I don't know how that all works. But looking outside again, it is chilly this morning. Yesterday, we had a lot of rainfall. We had between 1 and 3 inches for most. Obviously, we had some lower totals out there. DeRidder, these are estimates, by the way. These are not things that I collected or Tom collected. This is your radar estimates around 1.7 here in Alexandria. We were missing some data, and we had about an inch after it returned, so I think this is probably pretty close here. Heavier totals for St. Landry Parish. Looks like a stripe of heavy rain from Manny to north of Natchitoches with one of those early severe storms we saw. But lots of beneficial rain. And at least from what I'm seeing, no damage reports in the area. I think I heard of a few trees down, things like that, but nothing, no structural damage. I hope I'm not missing anything. Tornado did hit Panama City Beach last night. It was pretty nasty looking. Temperatures today, right now, 39 to 43. Not a huge swing across the area. It is cool, it is breezy, and that wind chill is in the 30s area wide. Look at this system. I mean, this is what we see in the textbooks here. Big old low pressure, and it's pulling in moisture. We're seeing severe weather in Florida and in Georgia. That's going to go up through the Carolinas today. Heavy snow up into the northeast and then right up into Michigan, back pinwheeling around toward Kansas City and St. Louis. And my mom already noted this. Yeah, she's going to get a little snow later on today. So a lot of snow. There's going to be a lot more coming here with the system later this week. Not here, but coming just to our north, actually. It's not going to be that far off. But we are going to see, of course, another threat for severe weather. But is there something wintry in the future? We'll talk about that in a little bit. Wind alerts, wind advisory, statewide, almost countrywide. With a system this strong and it looks like that, that's going to have a lot of wind energy, and we're seeing that. We're feeling that outside right now. We're on the cool side of things now. Here are your future wind gusts for the day, and you can see how as this system lifts out, these kind of pinwheel out of our area, but 30 to 40 mile per hour gusts are already common. They will be through the day until about 8 o'clock tonight, and then they kind of calm down to about 10 to 15 miles per hour. So that could keep us a little warmer, keeping some wind around tonight, but I still think we get a light freeze in the area. And for today, your day planner shows it's windy, upper 40s, maybe 50 degrees out there, wind chills in the 30s and 40s, and future temperatures show us struggling, but perhaps hitting 50 degrees around 3 p.m. And then overnight lows get down into the low 30s, maybe some upper 20s sneaking in. I don't see a hard freeze tonight, and that is because that wind is going to stick around in some fashion. It's not going to be strong wind. We're not going to see 40 mile per hour gusts all night, but we could see maybe some 10 or 15 mile per hour gusts. Now, this is, okay, I have two Barron models. This one is going to be the one that goes out a little farther, so it's not as high of a resolution, but it's going to show kind of the idea on when we'll get precip in the area. The first potential is for some light and scattered stuff on Thursday as moisture returns ahead of our next very strong storm system. And then look at that. These are actually thunderstorms that are going to be coming through. This one's going to really bother me too, because I don't like nighttime storms, because that means we have a higher threat to see issues because everybody's asleep. And then I'm going to have to be crabby all day Friday because I'm going to be up Thursday night watching this one. Off to the north, look at the little blue there in Texas and Arkansas. That's how close we could get to some snow. It's not coming here, but it's something that, if you are looking to snow chase, maybe northern Arkansas, southern Missouri, something like that, and I'll get into that a little bit more later this week. But again, we've got something wintry to talk about, but I don't put anything in the forecast until we're about 5 days out. That's my rule, because if I did that, if I started putting it in 7, 8 days out, we'd all go crazy. The severe outlook, slight risk. This is day 3. Okay, it says Thursday, but this is late Thursday night into early Friday. So we're looking probably after midnight Thursday till around 7 or 8 on Friday. The cutoff for these severe outlooks is 6 a.m. to 6 a.m. So it says Thursday, even though it includes Thursday night and early Friday. It's weird, I know, but just know that we do have a threat for severe weather coming into the area. This is going to be area-wide, at least the chance for severe weather. As you can see, that slight risk goes well to the north. So this time, the warm sector gets further north. Yesterday, it barely scraped through Rapides Parish. This time, this next system, it's going to come up through the entire state and perhaps up into Arkansas, where they go from severe weather to the threat for some snowflakes on the backside of it. Not a lot of moisture. There's a lot of moisture, but there's not going to be a lot of precipitation with this system. Let me go ahead and turn my light on that I forgot to turn on. Hey, good morning. 0.25, so a quarter inch to a half an inch. I think we'll see a little more than that with a system like this, especially with that severe threat in the area. So these might be a little bit low, but that's kind of a baseline for how low things are going to potentially, for how little rain we could see. I think we see a little bit more than that. Now, your 7-day forecast. I'm covering up Monday. I'm going to torture you. No, I'm not. Okay, here is what it's looking like, and it looks like that round of storms comes through Thursday night into Friday. So your 80% chance of rain on Friday should be out of here by noon. The weekend looks great. Then another Arctic front comes through, and it's going to cool off. It's going to get cold. Now, what I will say is I have rain in the forecast right now. So we have mid-40s and rain. So that is your forecast from me. I'm not putting ice or anything like that in there. What I will say is if this does change, if we do start to see that cold air is going to interact with any moisture that comes around, because the moisture is not a certainty, especially with these really strong cold air masses, If we see anything, it looks like it would be ice. I do not see snowflakes in our forecast because this is a shallow, cold dome of air. It is only a couple thousand feet thick. So above that very cold air, we have warmer air coming in. So that overrunning scenario is what can cause some freezing rain. Now, most models, if they show anything, show light precipitation. So I'm not looking at a huge event, whatever happens here, but I am certainly watching next Monday. What is that, 6 days out? So, if we get a signal that shows that there's going to be something, other than rain, we'll start to add that into the forecast over the next couple of days. Precipitation outlook. I went for the 6 to 10 day here because I wanted to really encompass that time frame from Monday through next week. So I didn't do my typical, which is the 8 to 14 day outlook, but we're near to above normal on the precip. So it looks like there's going to be at least something coming through in this cold air. And look at this. Look at that big blue bubble coming down from the north. Big time cold. It looks like we'll see a couple of hard freezes at the very least, and we'll be watching all of it. We're going to be watching the severe weather, the cold, and any potential for winter. Now, you're going to see, I will tell you this, the operational runs, the single runs of the models, some of those have been showing some ice and snow, so people are going to start sharing that. I am looking at the ensembles, and it's kind of funny. They were a little more impressive, I think, yesterday than they are today as the operational models come on board. So there's a lot of things that these individual runs are going to swing all over the place, but trust me, we're watching this, and we will give you some lead time. And I know a lot of folks are going to be out of the office, and things are going to be closed. School's closed next Monday, so we're not going to have to worry about that kind of thing. But big time cold is coming. That looks pretty certain, as you're seeing right here. But do we get the moisture? That's always the question down here. And I think that's it for me for today. I'm actually going to run out of town briefly, come back later this evening, and I will be live tomorrow. But if I post an update, a text update, that's going to be later on tonight. But